Welcome to the Bible reading journey, where we are traveling from Genesis to Revelation. If you have been here before, welcome back. If you're just joining us, welcome to the journey. And just jump in where we are because it is never too late to start. Lighthouse Ministry is happy to be traveling this road with you. Today we are on day number 131 of the Bible reading journey. And today's reading itinerary is the book of Esther, chapters 1 and 2. You might want to pause here and first dive into today's reading for yourself, then join us back here for thoughts about today's journey. Today's journey is titled Esther's Exaltation. Welcome to the book of Esther. We have been reading in the books of Ezra and Nehemiah about the return of some of the exiles to their homeland. This book of Esther takes place during the same time period, but in a different location, Persia, where many Israelites continued to live. The text notes contains an outline of the book of Esther to guide us on our journey. We are on section 1A of the outline. So chapter 1 today, this is just short summary, of course, much more detail in the chapters, but chapter 1, power, pride, prosperity, and prestige on display. Banquets, banquets, and more banquets. This chapter starts with a 180-day banquet celebration for the king's nobles and officials. That banquet is followed with a 7-day banquet for the king's people. Meanwhile, the queen is also holding a banquet for the women in the palace. During this time, the queen publicly humiliates the king by refusing to come when he calls for her. The king's pride is on the line, so he uses his power to make a law that tries to decree respect from wives to husbands. Chapter 2, Esther and Mordecai. The king is still upset about the situation with the queen. He decides to replace her with a new queen. He selects Esther and throws yet another banquet, this time to honor the new queen. Up to this point, Esther has continued to keep her Israelite heritage a secret. Meanwhile, Esther's family member and adopted father figure, Mordecai, demonstrates his loyalty to the king by exposing a plot to assassinate him. In this culture of power, pride, prosperity, and prestige, there was a great emphasis on the outward beauty of a woman, as there is today too. Before going to the king, the women underwent 12 months of beauty treatments. And then they had their choice of clothing and jewelry to wear in the king's presence. We read about that in chapter 2, verses 12 through 13. While Esther is a beautiful woman, we get the sense that her true captivating beauty comes from within. It is not wrong to take care of your outward appearance, but your inward beauty is much more important. As we read in the book of 1 Peter, chapter 3, verses 3 through 4, your beauty should not come from outward adornment such as elaborate hairstyles and the wearing of gold jewelry or fine clothes. Rather, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. Thought of the day comes from 1 Samuel 16:7. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. And the challenge of the day, the world around us screams for worth to be measured by power, prosperity, and prestige. But true worth and value cannot be measured by such temporary worldly things. Have you ever known an attractive, beautiful, handsome person only to get to know their character and realize they aren't so attractive, beautiful, or handsome after all? On the flip side, have you ever known an average or less than average looking person? Then after getting to know their character, you realize that they are one of the most beautiful or handsome people you know. Place value on what truly matters and what lasts, not outward beauty, but inward beauty. The text notes contain information on how to find us on YouTube, Facebook, and email. Happy travels today. See you next time. This is Lisa at Lighthouse. God bless.